Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get straight into a video, and it's by Red Flag Colette. And her title is Extremely Disturbing Behavior from Missing Sibling Jack and Lily Sullivan, mother. Do go and subscribe to Colette's channel. We do talk now and again. Let's get straight into this.
So very bizarre. And I also find it very, very concerning. Why does the mother of missing children, Jack and Lily Sullivan, have zero concern for their safety? Why is she not begging for their safe return? Because in the one media interview I've seen her do, she's way too calm. In my opinion, it's just not normal for the mother of two missing children. Why doesn't she beg for their safe return? And if she really does believe that they were abducted, why isn't she begging the so-called abductor to give them back, to bring them home safely? Why doesn't she speak directly to the children? Why has she got no emotion, no distress, no tears, no nothing? It's almost like she's void of emotion. And the only explanation that I have for that is that she knows exactly what happened to her two children.
That was Red Flag Colette there, on about basically the emotions of the mother Malaya. I do have to agree with her there that you would be coming out. If that was a family member, a daughter, a son, or any kind of relative, you would be coming out to say, look, I want answers. You know, I'm never going to stop looking for him. She's not done any of that. And like I said, she's only basically came out in the very early days to basically talk to the media. And that was basically it. And she's not said since she's gone off to her mum, she's not really said a word, which is quite bizarre. Daniel's come out a few times. Some of the times I want to believe that he is innocent. Other times I think this is really, really strange. It wouldn't surprise me whether they both know something, to be honest with you. But they, you know, their behaviour, both of their behaviours are very, very odd. Let me know what you think, people. What do you honestly think that happened to the children? We'll move on to part two. Welcome back to part two, people. We're going to get on to Nini Jen. And she's basically talking, well, she actually breaks down the sort of the interviews and some of the stuff that Daniel and Malaya said, but she's actually gone back to the very start and basically a few red flags in this case. Let's get straight into it.
Friends, so today I have a special treat for you. I've been doing some homework and going over older and newer interviews and piecing them together. I have also added captions in some of this video, or maybe all of it. I haven't decided yet, but I want you to listen carefully and follow along with the wording that Daniel Martell states in some of his older interviews. Stay tuned.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the ICP.
Now, I'm going to read to you what Daniel Martell just said. And I just want you to look at this picture of Lily. She is so cute, a little stinker. Anyways, Daniel says, I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins in the woods, period. Now, what I got from that was Daniel ran up in the woods towards the kids, because it says to the kids. And then I realized that he made a mistake, and he says they have cabins in the woods. Well, we know the kids don't own any cabins in the woods. So who is they? That's the question. Who is they? Who has cabins in the woods? Comment below. Now listen to this next part. It's about when the 911 call was made. Listen closely.
Time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
Now, I find this very odd, as the police won't say, but it was around 10 a.m. So it sounds like the interviewer is even questioning this, as she's not getting a direct time on what when they called 911. Now, this next part, I'm going backwards in the interview. So listen to this next part when Daniel talks about them sleeping and how Malaya is asleep next to him. Listen very closely to it. And then I want you to look at Daniel's face and listen to the tone of his voice when he says, it was about 20 minutes later, and I woke up and I said, where's Lily and Jack? So the tone of his voice changes and his expression changes. I just find that very odd. Let's listen.
So they came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep. And then about 20 minutes passed. When I woke up, was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
Now, if you remember correctly, in Malaya's statement, she supposedly was the one that said she asked her partner, where's the kids? I'm going to play that clip for you. So don't you find it kind of odd that he's stating that he said it, and then Malaya said it on day one that she said it? So what exactly is going on here?
As hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happened to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911.
So do you guys see what I mean by Daniel saying he did that, but Malaya on her first interview said that she did that? It's like they're the same person. It's very odd to me, and it makes me wonder why they're doing that, saying the same exact thing, but they're switching roles. Like, it's very odd. Now, if you listen closer, you hear Malaya stating that we didn't know at the time that they were outside. Now, this is going to be my opinion on that situation. I think that Janie did absolutely hear something that morning. Maybe she heard the dog barking. Maybe she heard the kids giggling and laughing that morning. We don't know. Or maybe Janie saw them outside. Maybe she had an interaction with them. Maybe she hurt the children. Or maybe someone she knows hurt the children or something in that matter. Who knows? It's just my opinion. But like Malaya said, we didn't know that they were outside playing until after the fact, because her and Daniel were supposedly in bed. So could this statement of them both being in bed at the same time be true? I don't know. But someone had to be inside with baby Meadow at the time, and usually that would be the mother. Now, I want to go back to the cabins. I thought it was very odd for Daniel to say what he said about running up into the cabins. Who owns those cabins? Because he said it's more than one, but he said he was going towards the kids. Now, I'm not going to add that clip in again for you to listen to it. You can rewind if you like, but I want to know what you think about that. Comment below, and we're going to continue on.
Thrown beneath the home.
I just want to say, but everything in this case is going to be, everyone's going to go through this, like a fine comb to pick holes in what Daniel said and what Malaya said. But at this present, they are innocent. I mean, Daniel hasn't really been arrested for anything, and he's been pulled in for interviews. And they're basically, at this present moment, they've got nothing on him, and he's basically a free man to do whatever he wants to do. But if he knows something, I hope he does come out and say it. But like I said, he's not run anywhere. He's not been charged with anything. Same as Malaya. I do think there was problems with Ruggs. I really, really do, especially on Daniel's part. But what happened to those kids, I don't know. I just cannot put my finger on it. It's really, really strange.
Is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chatter.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martel says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print.
Now, just a few more things before I let you go for the day. Daniel said he put the blanket, which was up in a window previously, into the garbage a week prior to Lily and Jack going missing, okay? So, supposedly, his brother Justin, recorded him opening this trash bag and getting the other half of the blanket out. Now, as we've heard several times from the RCMP, that they have no evidence of them other than the fact that they were seen in public the day prior, which was Thursday afternoon near the Highland Square Mall. Okay? So, this is telling me that the RCMP does not account for the blanket as evidence, and they maybe feel the boot print is not either. Now, we've heard several statements saying they found boot prints on the driveway from Daniel as well, which I find is odd, because if the boot print was found on Lansdowne Station Road, which is a dirt road, where the blanket was found, that would be near Daniel's family. And supposedly Daniel's father lives down that dirt road on Lansdowne Station Road. I have not confirmed this, as I need to do a little bit more research, but I think it's very odd that the blanket was found there along with one single boot print. What do you guys think of this? I want to hear your comments below, and let's see.
That was a bit bizarre about the one boot print. People have suggested that maybe Malaya or Daniel had done that, had used the boot to actually press it in. It's really bizarre, obviously, what people think, but we don't know at this present time whether the kids are alive or dead. I'd love them to be alive. I would love basically Durwood's story to actually be true, that the kids are alive and safe. But why would Malaya go to all this trouble, knowing that somewhere along the line, this story is going to come out as the truth, and wasting all that police time and worried family and people that invested in this case? That never made sense to me. This is why I honestly think something more sinister has happened to those kids.
If there's any more information that comes out about Jack and Lily Sullivan. In my honest opinion, I don't believe the children are with us any longer. I did believe maybe they were safe somewhere else, but now I just don't believe they're with us anymore, unfortunately. So this is most likely a recovery mission, And it sounds like police are doing more of investigation through the family, friends, perhaps, or acquaintances, instead of searching around the property or in other areas. Thank you for watching, and if you liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe.
That was Nini Jen. I thought she really sort of did a good breakdown of the case so far. As much as I'd like to believe it, I think the longer this case goes on, I agree with Nini that if the kids were safe and sound, then I think we would have found them by now. And like I said, but I do think there's something more sinister which has happened, which I think some of the family are covering it up, and I think only time will tell. Let me know what you think of Nini Jen's breakdown, people, and don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. Thank you very much indeed.